Electric vehicles have been hailed as the future of clean transportation, reducing our reliance on fossil fuels and cutting down emissions. From supply chain disruptions to increased production costs, there are several factors at play. In today's video, we're diving into the surprising impact of recent fuel emissions regulations. We'll explore why these changes might slow down the adoption of EVs, and what it means for drivers, automakers, and the environment. Why electric vehicles are critical to achieving this greener goal? Firstly, unlike traditional gasoline or diesel-powered vehicles, EVs produce zero tailpipe emissions. This means they don't release harmful pollutants like carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and particulates directly into the air we breathe. This translates to cleaner air, especially in urban areas where these emissions are concentrated. Secondly, EVs have the potential to significantly reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. As more people switch to electric cars, the demand for gasoline and diesel will decrease. This can lead to a more stable energy market and a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions associated with the extraction, refining, and transportation of fossil fuels. There's a powerful synergy here. Stricter emission requirements push car manufacturers to develop cleaner technologies. EVs are a natural response to this pressure, offering a viable solution that aligns with the greener goal. Furthermore, as EV adoption increases, the demand for cleaner electricity generation rises. This creates a feedback loop that can incentivize investments in renewable energy sources like solar and wind power, further reducing our dependence on fossil fuels. EVs are not just a new mode of transportation, they represent a significant step towards a cleaner and more sustainable future. By promoting zero-emission vehicles and cleaner electricity generation, we can tackle climate change head-on and ensure a healthier planet for generations to come. So, how do they navigate this challenge? Here are two main approaches, and neither one necessarily translates to a boom in EVs. Focus on gas car efficiency first. Manufacturers might dedicate more resources to improving the fuel efficiency of their existing gasoline cars. This could involve implementing things like engine stop-start systems, lighter materials, or even developing hybrid options. While this strategy reduces overall emissions, it doesn't necessarily translate to more EVs on the road. Price EVs strategically. Another approach involves strategically pricing EVs. Automakers might price their EVs higher to offset the cost of cleaning up the emissions from their gas-guzzling counterparts. While this ensures compliance with the regulations, it could make EVs a less attractive option for budget-conscious consumers. In essence, stricter emission requirements, while ultimately pushing the industry towards cleaner technologies, can create a short-term situation where EV production takes a backseat. This could lead to a temporary slowdown in the variety and affordability of EVs available to consumers. However, it's important to remember that this is a hurdle, not a dead end. The long-term impact of stricter requirements is likely to be positive for EVs. Let's explore that in the next section. Stricter fuel emission requirements are a positive step towards a greener future. However, in the short term, they might throw a curveball at the widespread adoption of electric vehicles. Let's delve into the potential challenges that EVs might face in this scenario. One key concern is a temporary slowdown in EV production ramp-up. Car manufacturers, under pressure to meet the new average emission standards across their entire fleet, might prioritize improving the fuel efficiency of their existing gasoline cars. This could mean diverting resources away from developing and producing new EV models. As a result, the variety and availability of EVs in the market might be limited in the initial phase. Furthermore, the strategic pricing of EVs to offset the cost of cleaning up emissions from gas-powered cars could pose another challenge. If EVs become more expensive due to this strategy, it could discourage potential buyers, particularly those on a budget. This could dampen consumer enthusiasm for EVs and slow down the overall transition from gasoline vehicles. Another potential challenge is the impact on the used car market. With stricter emission requirements, the resale value of older, high-emitting gasoline cars might take a hit. This could make it harder for people to trade up to EVs, especially if the upfront cost remains high. It's important to remember that these challenges are likely to be temporary, and as the industry adapts and cleaner technologies mature, the picture for EVs will brighten. The pressure to comply with stricter regulations will push manufacturers to invest heavily in research and development of cleaner technologies. This could lead to breakthroughs in battery technology, making EVs cheaper to produce and ultimately more affordable for consumers. To meet the new standards and encourage EV adoption, governments might introduce additional incentives for EV manufacturers and buyers. This could include tax breaks, subsidies, or rebates, making EVs a more attractive option compared to gasoline cars. Stricter emission requirements also highlight the need for a robust charging infrastructure. This could lead to increased investment in building charging stations across the country, easing a major concern for potential EV buyers: range anxiety. While stricter emission requirements might create some short-term challenges for EVs, they also present a powerful opportunity for innovation and long-term growth. By overcoming these hurdles, we can pave the way for a future where cleaner, more sustainable transportation is the norm. Stricter fuel emission requirements, while presenting initial roadblocks for electric vehicles, ultimately act as a catalyst for their long-term success. The pressure to comply with stricter regulations creates a competitive environment where car manufacturers must innovate to stay ahead. This translates to increased investment in research and development of battery technology, a key factor in EV affordability. Moreover, advancements in battery range, lifespan, and charging speed can significantly improve the overall appeal of EVs. As EV technology matures and production scales up, the cost of manufacturing EVs is expected to decrease. This, coupled with potential government incentives for EV production, can bring down the sticker price of EVs, making them more accessible to a wide range of consumers. This price drop is crucial for widespread adoption and a significant shift towards a greener transportation landscape. Stricter emission requirements highlight the urgency of a robust charging infrastructure. Governments and private companies are likely to invest heavily in building charging stations across the country. This addresses a major concern for potential EV buyers: range anxiety. A wider network of charging stations assures drivers they can easily find power along journeys, making EVs a more practical choice. The increased demand for electricity to power EVs will push for cleaner electricity generation. Investments in renewable energy sources like solar and wind power become more attractive, reducing our dependence on fossil fuels and creating a cleaner energy ecosystem. This holistic approach tackles both vehicle emissions and the source of the power that fuels them. Stricter fuel emission requirements are a powerful tool, but they only address part of the transportation sector's environmental impact. To achieve a truly sustainable future, we need a holistic approach that goes beyond just electric vehicles. A significant portion of an EV's environmental impact depends on the source of its charging power. Stricter requirements, by increasing the demand for cleaner transportation, can inadvertently highlight this missing link. As more people switch to EVs, the demand for electricity rises. This creates a crucial opportunity to invest in renewable energy sources like solar and wind power. Increased investment in renewables benefits not just EVs, but the entire electricity grid. And that's a wrap on today's discussion about how new fuel emission requirements might impact the availability of electric vehicles. We have explored the regulatory changes, the implications for manufacturers, and the potential effects on consumers like you. If you found this video informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who might be interested in the future of transportation.